Los Angeles. Good morning, La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye. Good morning, La La Land. We are making history here as America's first live streaming daily talk show on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
And we have a great show in store for you for Transformation Tuesday. We have 8 simple steps for a healthier 2008, how to transform via a soup cleanse, and lifting to get lean, and finally, how to become your own #1 fan.
Wow, full
right?
show.
Full transformation.
My
Body,
library
mind,
is
spirit.
growing.
Right?
Look at
It
this.
is.
So
We
excited
got
to have
lots.
these incredible women in the house today. Good morning, Catherine Orford, author of How to Become Your #1 Fan. We have also got Holly Perkins, Changing Your Body, Changing Your Life, and Alyssa Goodman with My Soup Cleanse. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So here at Good Morning La La Land, we like to know how you start your day. What is your morning routine?
Oh gosh, my morning starts very early, and ASAP I head to the kitchen for a very strong cup of green tea. I drink like the espresso of green tea to get my day going, and then I always start with a meditation. I find that rather than going to my phone first, I have to get up, get my head on straight, kind of implant my thinking for the day, get the caffeine going, and then I'm good to go.
Love it.
Nice.
Mind, body, and soul.
That's right.
Mind, body, and soul.
Mine is really similar, except mine is actually a cup of English breakfast tea. And then I sit and I meditate and I look out at the beautiful surroundings in Hawaii, and then I set intentions for what I want to do that day.
Beautiful.
Powerful.
And for the soup cleanse lady here, I have soup for breakfast. Basically, I start out with a detox tonic, which you've been drinking the last couple of days, right? And it's a gut drink. It's beautiful for the morning. Lemon, ginger, coconut kefir, tonic, aloe vera. And then I do actually a meditation. 5 minutes, set my intention for the day, calm myself down, and get ready for, setting what I would love to have happen for the day. That's my morning.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's the most
so
enlightened
inspiring.
guests.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to get to talk to each one of them more later in this show. So as Alyssa mentioned, I am on day 2 of my Alyssa Goodman Soup Cleanse Challenge this
How you
week.
feeling?
Right?
Actually, I'm feeling pretty fantastic. Yesterday was a little rough for me because I tried to drink a little less coffee, but that morning tonic she mentioned, fantastic. The lemon, the ginger, the aloe vera, that gets me going. I've got right here my my lunch and my collagen broth. Honest to God, one of the best bone broths I have ever
Really?
had. I was a skeptic on the bone broth, but this is delicious.
Right? So satisfying.
It's buttery. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually really enjoying it.
Right? So I had no idea so many people meditated until we started the show.
Yes.
I mean, you just don't know who meditates and who doesn't, and it seems like majority of our guests meditate.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fascinating?
I do find it fascinating, and I wonder too what their type of meditation is, right? So there's so many different kinds of meditation, so we'll have to dig into that.
Right.
one
I think
episode.
that's a great, great.
No,
Definitely
absolutely.
do one.
I certainly do not meditate, but I'm trying to work on it. And part of my Alyssa Goodman Soup Challenge cleanse, we were actually gifted 7 days at the Den Meditation Lounge in Los Angeles,
nice.
and also at Unplug Meditation.
I love
So
this, yeah.
not only am I challenging myself to do this cleanse, I'm actually going to try and cleanse my soul and meditate a little bit, which has not come easy to me, so I'm very excited. I'll let you know how that goes.
So I think we should all go do the breath work one. It's amazing when you go, you basically hyperventilate for 20 minutes and then you have this, it's like your body purrs like a cat. It's beyond
Really?
bizarre
If it-
and amazing, like a game changer. You're like, what the hell? I had no
If
idea
my
that my
body
body
is
could do
purring
this.
like a cat, I definitely don't want the cameras there. So we're going to have to just let you know how that
That's
goes.
an entirely different show. That's an entirely different show.
That's a really good
Yeah.
morning,
Right?
La La
Yeah,
Land.
boy, that's a very good one.
So I do have to say that this morning I did a different breakfast. I normally do oatmeal and some protein powder and blueberries, and I've been doing that for years. And I change it up every once in a while, but this morning I did a maca and cacao nibs and some protein powder and some blueberries, and I kid you not, I was instantly high. Like literally like a minute after I drank, I was like, Okay, no one needs caffeine this morning.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I love how you know how to get high naturally,
Yeah.
right? That's
Only
really
Erin.
only a doctor of divinity would be able to do something that
We're
good.
still looking
High
for
on
the
God.
high. That's right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really got to up my protein shake game, Erin. Like,
I think we'll try it in here.
Yeah.
Try some different ones. How about you guys?
Well, this morning was a little interesting because I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, as I normally do because I can't sleep. And I saw that we were under a tsunami watch or warning, and I totally panicked. So there was an 8.2 earthquake that hit off the coast of Alaska late last night, early this morning, and the entire West Coast was under a tsunami watch. As far as I know, Alaska and British Columbia is still under that warning. So our thoughts are with you. We hope everyone stays safe and
wow, I
warm and dry.
completely missed all of that.
Well, I know. I had no idea. Like, where are we going to go? Like, I'm thinking I have a sleeping bag that I bought because I was like in this teen camp thing, and I went and was one of the counselors or whatever for that. And so I'm thinking, what would we do? Like, if there was a tsunami here, I would just like go up to the hills and grab a power bar and some water and your sleeping bag. What do you do?
The tsunami is so far outside my area of expertise. I don't even know where to start.
I was just
I don't
thinking,
even know where to start.
I'm glad I have a bottle of water in that huge gold Maglite flashlight. we got
Oh,
from
yes, the gifting
Yeah,
suite.
from the
Oh,
secret
yeah,
room
right?
gifting suites,
Yeah.
and I was immediately thinking, like, I'm prepared. At least I have water and light. I will be
Yes.
okay.
Right?
And then I went back to sleep. So it's fine.
And then your mom.
Yes, my
What
mom.
happened with that?
Oh, my mom, it was crazy. So my mom got to LAX to fly back to Michigan this morning, where she's from. And there's been a change in the law in several states throughout the country. If you are traveling, you certainly want to double check and make sure that your driver's license is still a valid form of ID.
Yeah.
We had no idea, so she got like detained at LAX, had to go through the special security and everything. So she made it back on the plane. She's on her way to Chicago now. So.
Oh, I want to give a shout out. Thank you
Crazy.
so much. You're such a lovely woman,
Mama
honestly.
Marie. Love her.
Love
So
you,
sweet.
Mama.
So let's get started. We're going to go to the second segment. We have to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to do eight basically simple things for becoming more healthy in 2018, so we can get this a little short so we can get back to the back studio to interview these amazing, dynamic 3 women. So
Absolutely.
stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Especially since it's hashtag. I'm Jezza Moye, host of Good Morning La La Land, and we are making history here as America's first live streaming daily talk show. In case you missed us live, this was This Week in La La Land. On Monday, we had the CEO and creator of Karma Army Coins, as well as This Is Us actress Isabel Oliver Marcus. On Tuesday, it was all about transformation with professional life coach Alyssa Nobriga and Miss USA herself, Mia Sanchez. Wednesday, we had the Chakra Girl, my new spiritual BFF. And Thursday was Dancing with the Stars alum Karina Smirnoff, one of the most fit and fab women in Hollywood. Friday was all about Friday Feels with author Andrea Owen of How to Stop Feeling Like Shit and the Great Escapes couple, Kevin and Kalayana. Over the weekend, my co-host and I were on the red carpet in Hollywood for Puerto Rican Relief. It's going to be a good week in La La Land.
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus. I'm your host, Victoria Simone. Today I have a special guest with me,
Jezza
Jezza Moye from Good Morning La La Land. Last week on the Focus TV network, we shot hashtag Harry and Kelly, Sex Talk with My Mom. Awkward. We also shot Millennial Life's Laura Odegaard. She interviewed Jess Carroll, who's also on your show.
Absolutely, with the big announcement that she's got a new show on the Focus TV network, The Rosé Girls.
So excited for that. Jess, who else did you interview on your show?
We had Darren Hollow, founder of Hollow Denim and the Perfect Skinny Jean.
Holla!
Also, Daniel Hall, now Scott Granger on CBS's Young and the Restless.
So young and restless over here.
And Joyce Gerard with hashtag Hair Goals and the Miracle
Hair
Elixir
crush.
Hair Collection.
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus, everyone. I'm your host, Victoria Simone. Jess, thanks for helping me out.
Anytime.
Stay tuned.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are talking hashtag Transformation Tuesday today, and we have some very powerful women in the house. Good morning, Holly, Alyssa, and Catherine back in the studio. So in this segment, we're talking about 8 different ways you can change your habits to live a healthier 2018. And I'm very curious to know, what is one thing you're doing to live a healthier year?
The biggest thing for me is to create consistency. I find life is so chaotic and things happen every single day to throw us off track. And the biggest thing for me is staying as consistent as I can with all of my practices, my behaviors, my workouts, my nutrition, hydration, sleep, all of it. The more consistent I am, I find that I'm actually able to achieve a lot more with like a lot less effort.
Love
Love that.
So
Consistency
true.
equals efficiency.
Consistency is queen.
Yes.
For me, it's really making sure that my health and my fitness is my #1 priority, because if I don't have my health and fitness, then I can't do what I do. So for me, it's no matter how busy I am going to get to the Oahu Club, I'm going to do my cardio tennis or my yoga or whatever it is on that day, and I'll make that my priority. Then when I do that, the rest of my day flows beautifully.
Love it. So true.
Fitness is so foundational.
Absolutely. Alyssa, what are you doing this year?
So for me, since I already eat healthy and I exercise, it's really more about being less of a perfectionist in my life. That is a killer in terms of stress. So I'm really working daily on just letting it all hang loose and not be so perfect on everything that I do. And it's giving me some calm and relaxation. And that's kind of where the goodies are for me.
I love that.
Absolutely.
balanced.
It's so interesting because yesterday on the show we actually talked about perfectionism being up 33% this year. So you certainly aren't the only one who are facing that challenge this morning, Alyssa. Thank you so much again, ladies, for being back there with us today. We're so excited to talk to you later in the show.
Right.
I am accepting a self-care challenge this year. I'm going to be prioritizing my self-care and thriving in that. So part of my changing my habits was really eating healthy and taking care of that, which I'm starting with the soup cleanse. Thank you, Alyssa.
I love that. So today is Transformation Tuesday, which we talk about health and wellness and vitality on Tuesdays. We have a body, mind, spirit kind of mentality around here, but we try and keep it a little bit on the body on Tuesday, because when you think about transformation, you think about the body, right? So today we're talking about an actual article from CBS, and it's actually called 8 Simple Habits to Change for a Healthier 2018. And it's all about simple habits. So number 1 is start your day with protein-packed breakfast.
Check.
Check.
Check. I'm doing that.
So I gotta say, as a woman, I did not do this for years. I thought if I just got some protein in at some point in time in the day, it would all work out.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
So important to have it, what do they say, 3 times a day, really?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think lots of us don't get enough protein in our day. So to start your day with the proteins is, you know, obviously the best way to ramp up the rest of the day.
I'm starting my day with a super seed bar with goji berries this week, and it is divine. I'm just telling you.
Jess, you loving it?
I am loving it. I actually I cut up half a banana, just had a little bit of extra fruit with it. Ooh.
Wow.
So good,
Sounds
right? So number 2 is put an end to mindless eating, and isn't this the truth? The worst for me is if I get on like YouTube and start eating, it's over. Like I'm like, okay, there goes everything.
Well, it's amazing. You need so much more food when you eat mindlessly, right? You don't realize or recognize when you've hit those satiety signals when you're actually satiated, and so you just keep eating and eating and eating, or everything you eat just doesn't taste all that great because you're not really fully present when you're eating. So,
So if you're watching Good Morning LaLaLand while eating your breakfast
Yes.
this morning, that's maybe bon appetit, but that may be something you want to check on, because you should make some certain like dedicated time to eating, so you're not doing it mindlessly.
Yeah,
You know, I find also it's like if I make the table nice and light a candle and have it be more of a ritual and a ceremony, helps for.
Are you able to do that even when you're dining by yourself?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I try and do something that's special. You know, put it on a nice plate or something to make it more of a not just eating on the run and like it's not good.
Yeah, and that's a bad habit, which I was like that as a kid, and it kind of bled into my adulthood. So it is good to slow down and make it a ritual if you can. And just make it a special event.
I know, right?
I've always got the protein bar in my purse.
I know.
Yeah, rip it out.
I've got lunch with a latte.
That's so bad,
not
so
good.
bad. Okay, number 3 is make a grocery list, and I couldn't agree more. Planning out, being proactive for your meals for sure.
It seems so obvious, but how many of us go to the grocery store without a list, and all of a sudden you just want to eat everything, especially if you went there hungry?
Not good to be
Yeah,
hungry
not
to
a
the
good
grocery
thing.
store.
Learn to create a list and stick to the list.
Although I ordered on Amazon, so I've got some groceries coming this afternoon. Organic
look
on
at you.
Amazon.
Between that and Postmates.
Right? I'm done.
Yeah.
Goodbye grocery store.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, number 4 is drink more water. Yeah. I actually don't like to drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of tea, so I have like yerba mate and teas. I'm not a big just like straight water girl.
Yeah, it's just the taste.
Just kind of, I don't know. I just don't crave it.
You know, it's interesting though, the article mentions that if you have 2 cups of water before a meal, you actually consume fewer calories during the meal because you're fuller.
But you want to wait 20 minutes before you eat because otherwise your acids are all diluted, right? So it's like
so complex.
Yes, and drink this alkaline water at this like percentage, whatever. It's like, oh
at a
my
specific
god.
temperature.
Yes.
Okay, number 6 is serve yourself smaller plates. And I couldn't agree. I think that the low calorie thing is definitely that we know that it helps the whole system if we bombard it with, I don't care if you're eating the best, organic, everything. If you eat too much of it, it's not good.
Yeah, I read a book once on sort of the psychology of marketing, and one of the things that they actually do is they'll give you a bigger like grocery cart, like for instance if you go to the store, because they know the psychology is that the bigger the cart, the more empty it seems, no matter how much you put in.
You know what's really interesting too? The carts in America are so much bigger than the
They're
carts
huge.
in Europe.
They're huge.
In Europe, you get like this little tiny, that's why they call it like a buggy, because it actually is like this little buggy, like box on wheels. In a cart, it's like you can put your family of 4 in the thing if you go to Kroger.
Or how about when you go to those yogurt things and you're like, there's no way I'm filling up this like gallon of thing for this yogurt. There's no way.
Gotta love the American mentality. More is more in America.
More is more.
Number 7 is never eat snacks straight from the package. And yeah, probably not a good idea.
I mean, generally, things that are packaged aren't that great for you anyway, right?
Right.
Because they're full of preservatives and other things. So, ideally, you want to stick to nature as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly is cut out sugar-sweetened beverages. Yeah, that I don't do that anymore at all.
Empty calories. Lots
Empty
of
calories.
Yeah. And just the a lot of the sugar substitutes are just so bad for you anyway.
Yeah. Although yesterday's drink, I'm gonna make that at home. I'm making like gallons of it.
Ginger.
Right, ginger. I'm gonna buy his also, but I'm just like it's
It was
so
legitimately good. Yes.
I mean, so good, incredible.
Yeah.
Right?
I do love ginger, and it's interesting because I've tried so many other products, and I love some of them, but not nearly as much as I love ginger.
Yeah.
Yes, speaking of ginger, we actually have a discount code for Good Morning La La Land we'll be sharing with you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on Twitter. So stay tuned because we have some amazing tips on changing your body, changing your life, and living your best life. And of course, checking in with Alyssa Goodman. Stay tuned.
This is Jack. His mother didn't save his childhood artwork.
She just threw it all away like it was garbage.
If only his mother had Archive.
Archive is the easiest and fastest way to chronologically store your child's art.
Snap a picture, tag it, and store it safely in our cloud.
Then share it with friends and family.
Even turn it into a calendar, mug, or your very own printed book.
Oh, you were going to make one yourself? Yeah, that's what his mom said.
Download the Archive app now and help us save art.
Archive, available now on the App Store.
We're live on Good Morning La La Land with the creator, Canada Ruben of Ginger. We're talking about motivation and perfection today, but you perfected a cocktail, right?
Yeah, this is I call this motivation in a bottle. It's like it's the embodiment of me. If you could actually ask that question, who would you be if you were a beverage? So just to run down the ingredients, the original version has fresh ginger, cayenne pepper, lemon, green tea, mint, and cane sugar. The dragon fruit version, which we'll try a little bit later, has got all those ingredients plus dragon fruit and passion fruit. This is an anti-inflammatory, and they found that ginger is just as effective as Motrin for anti-inflammation.
Right? I'm not gonna lie, like this is not, I'm not trying to like, fluff it up. It's really, really good.
And it's got like really, like the perfect amount of kick is what I love about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Unexpected. So smooth, refreshing.
And then a little sparkle, like, oh.
Hey, Dr. Drew here, and I am on the HEAL Advisory Board. I got involved with this organization because it's the answer to our healthcare problem. Listen to me. You go to urgent care, you go to emergency room, you are paying for all that equipment, all that infrastructure, you're wasting time, you're exposing yourself to sick people. All you got to do is go to heal.com or get the Heal app at heal.com. Get that Heal app, and you can have a doctor wherever you are. It's $99 if you don't have insurance, though most insurances cover it. It's the most effective way to get the care you're looking for and the most cost efficient. $99 all in. That's it. And you get a board-certified physician to show up wherever you are, your home, your work, whatever it is, 8A to 8P, 7 days a week, including holidays. And that board-certified individual, that licensed professional, is going to just be paying attention to you and focusing on you and using his or her judgment to take care of your needs in that moment. Go to Heal. Check it out. You'll see what I'm saying. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hi, this is Jennifer Eddy, and I'm here with Spa Girl Cocktails today. We're thrilled to be here with Empowerista and Girl Talk Network at UNITA and El Segundo to help support and empower women, the community. We have 2 flavors with Spa Girl Cocktails, Pear and Spa. Those are our signature cocktails. They're low-calorie and gluten-free, all natural, nothing added. You can find us at Bevmo and Total Wine in all of your communities. We're thrilled to be here with Focus Magazine today in their December issue.
Hello everyone, I'm Joyce Gerard, creator of the Joyce Miracle Elixir collection, and I'm happy to say that it's the only collection out there that is not going to have any harsh chemicals, free of parabens, free of sulfates, free of sodium chloride, absolutely cruelty-free, because for me that is super important. And it's made right here in USA. And it's the only line that is going to deliver you the best antioxidants, vitamins, fatty acids, minerals, straight from Mother Nature. I've infused my entire line with buriti, maracuya, moringa, and argan. So you have the buriti, which is the tree of life. You have the argan, which is literally liquid gold. You have the maracuya, which is the richest source of vitamin C. And you have the moringa, which is the richest superfood in the world. So I've combined all these yummy ingredients from Mother Nature and delivered them straight to you, straight to your strands, straight to your face. In all my products, that's the base of it. And the most important thing is that everything is made with love right here at home in USA, straight for you.
Live from Los Angeles, this is Good Morning La La Land, and we are so excited to have in studio with us Holly Perkins, author of Live to Get Lean, Changing Your Body, Changing Your Life.
Look at this ginger beauty in the house, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so the Beginner's Guide to Fitness, you partnered up with Women's Health. Where did this whole project begin for you?
So this is a great story. I was coming upon a road bump in my life as I approached my 40th birthday. And for a lot of women, that can be a really terrifying thing. Being in the fitness industry, it was extra scary for me because I was like, my career is my youth, it's my body. And I even though I have a degree in exercise physiology and I know that really age means nothing, I still had this like fear in the back of my head. What's going to happen when I turn 40? No one's going to listen. I'm not going to be young and beautiful. I'm going to lose all my muscle mass. So around that same time, I was also going through a very difficult divorce, and my beloved dog of 16 years was dying.
Oh,
and it was just this perfect storm on an emotional level. And to get through it, I knew I needed something to get through it. And going about it from an emotional, mental, psychological place was working, and I was like, you know what? I need to change my physical body. And I really launched into this journey of strength training to change my physical body, but also to change my personal and physical strength. And it really was life-changing. I radically changed my body. I got into the best shape of my entire life at 40. And after that experience, it was so life-changing. I think I really believe the universe aligned for me, and Women's Health Magazine and Rodale Publishing reached out to me to write a book on women's strength training.
Wow.
And so after having my own journey, I then got to write this book, which is basically the guidebook for women in strength training. So it's sort of this intersection of fitness and personal spiritual development.
I think it's so fascinating because you're speaking to me right now, because I am in exactly that place. I'm mid-40s, and when I was younger, I was so obsessed as a woman to be thin and eat low fat and do the minimum, cardio to keep thin. And now I care more about feeling good than anything. And I think this is really important for women, and young women need to know this. They need to know that strength is so important. So tell me more. Tell me how you lift to get lean. What does that look like?
Strength training is everything for women. A lot of women have this fear of testosterone, and the truth is, we have about 1/10 of the testosterone as our fortunate male counterparts. Right. And we want every drop of that because it's the youth elixir, it's what makes you feel good, it's what keeps you young, it's what keeps these guys able to diet for a day and get chiseled abs.
When you say testosterone, I think mustache. Like, I'm like,
exactly.
No, thank you.
I don't want any of that. Right, a lot of women think that, but the truth is you have testosterone. You naturally have a little less testosterone than I have, and I have a little less than some other women, and then we all have a lot less than the man, but you have testosterone. And the truth is, you want to beef up your natural level of it. You will never grow a mustache. I can tell by your hormonal profile, you're very feminine, you're very estrogen focused, but through strength training, you're able to beef up your own natural levels of testosterone, and that's where you feel good. That's where we get the brain chemicals. That's where our mood is better, our appetite, our cravings, our energy, our stamina, our sleep, our sex drive, all of that. And
just love this. And so I love lifting, and I love strength training, and I have a lot of female friends, and they're interested, but they're concerned that they're going to get bulky, right? That's why I love the title of your book. I am talking about Erin.
This is an incredible intro because we have a look at one of her fitness videos. Let's take a peek.
Oh, great.
Hi, I'm Holly Perkins. Fitness doesn't have to be complicated, but it does have to be specific. The human body is designed to run, jump, dance, and play. Your body and your life will be so much better if you build upon a foundation of strength. Strength training is so important for your body functioning at its best, and that's why I'm a women's strength coach. Something really special happens when a woman discovers and cultivates her physical strength. We're not born with strength, so when we create it, our life changes. My body tells me no, but I won't quit, 'cause I want more, 'cause I want more. Physical strength inspires personal and spiritual strength so that if you stand tall, walk proud, and attack your life with confidence. 'Cause I want more. Stop. The train is riding down to the If you're looking for strength, if you want to be stronger but you're a bit confused, join me. I want to help you. There was a time in my life when I was confused too. Is it my fault that your body is designed to be strong, and you're capable of so much more than you know. I'm Holly Perkins. Join me. My body tells me no, but I won't quit.
All right, switch, go. Okay, so that's so impressive. And what came flashing through my mind was being a little girl and having my mom look at a bodybuilder body, a woman's body, and she said, that doesn't look good to have big muscles. And so I got programming as a young girl that it's a man's thing to have muscles. Right. So how did you personally overcome the transformation in your mind to go, my body is more important than this programming that we got as women to be thin?
Well, I think so much of it is, I battled depression my entire life. And so for me, that was one of the things that launched me into a health and fitness career because it is my antidepressant. And
Amen,
so
sister.
how we feel is everything. And as we get older, if you're older than about 28 or 29, it's really critical that you are utilizing strength training to feel well. And one of the keys that I share in my book, Lift to Get Lean, is that if you do it properly, you're not going to bulk up. You can't bulk up unless you want to bulk up, if you do it properly. And that's specifically why I use the phrase strength training instead of weightlifting or bodybuilding. Because you can develop strength without building what's called hypertrophy, making your muscles bigger. And that's a function of technique and how you do it. And so you're able to go into the gym with a certain technique, which is what I employ, where I'm getting stronger and I'm getting the strength of my muscles and a little bit of muscle mass without any bulk. I mean, I try to put muscle on my body and you see what I look like. I mean, I try. I literally follow a bodybuilder's protocol and I still can't put muscle on me.
It's such a good point, and it's because I know that even as a guy, and you mentioned, you know, guy being, you know, having more testosterone. I mean, I live so heavy and I've lived it for so long, and it takes so much hard work to build muscle, and then it can come off in like a week. Yeah. You know, there's a difference in a week. Yes. So when I talk to my female friends, I'm like, you know, it's true. You can work out as hard as you want and do the strength training, but you're not going to get big and bulky.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it. It's so good. So I have another question from a completely different standpoint, in that your credentials, like you have been on Huffington Post, Cell, obviously Women's Health, all these incredible magazines. Like from a standpoint of entrepreneurship, what would you recommend for people out there? Maybe they're personal coaches, maybe they're whatever. How do they get their name out? How did you write a book? How did this all?
I wasn't expecting that. I'm so used to talking about like health and fitness stuff. Honestly, entrepreneurship and oh gosh, I guess professional accreditation, I feel is such a murky thing. And the way that I've learned to navigate it is honestly just like love and positivity. I have always followed my bliss, and this is why I am so passionate and enthusiastic about sharing health and fitness with everyone, but women in particular. And I think that love comes through. And I think if you really love what you do and you're passionate and you share it with people, I feel like it follows. And that's how my book happened. I mean, I just was so passionate about strength training and teaching women that the editor-in-chief of Women's Health at the time heard my story, and she's like, you're the person to write a book.
Wow. It's so important to tell your story, and that's just proof of that. You are living your light, you are strong, you are feminine. I am so inspired by you.
Oh, thanks.
What's next?
Oh gosh, so I'm working on my next book, which is actually nutrition focused. I find that a lot of women really do want to change their body, and while my history is largely fitness and exercise, what it really comes down to is what's going on inside is equally important. And so I'm drumming up a very specific conversation around nutrition and how to bring the two aspects together so that you do get the results that you want in the gym, both from nutrition and from your strength training. So yeah.
I love that. What tips would you have for people that are just, and particularly women, that are just starting out with a strength training program, or they want to begin a strength training program? What would you recommend?
Slow, consistent, and stick with it. In the early phases of your body adapting to strength training, specifically for women, but yes, for men, there's a water redistribution that happens. And you legitimately, biologically cannot physiologically bulk up any sooner than 8 weeks into a strength training program. So if you start lifting weights and you go, oh my God, a week later I bulked up, that's not possible. It's biologically, we've proven it over 100 years of research. It's not possible. So you want to start slow and steady, and you want to stick with it. Stick with it at least 6 months so that your body can adapt, so that the water redistribution settles down, so that you can really see the effects of it.
When you say water redistribution,
yes.
So are you talking about loading up before bulking up?
Yes, I love that phrase.
It's
a great.
The queen of tweetables.
I gotta take this.
Yes.
This is good. Yes, you are going to bloat up before you bulk up, but you're not really going to bulk up.
That does not sound sexy.
No, it doesn't. If you start slow and steady, you'll avoid the bloating, the water redistribution. So what happens is when you go into the gym and you challenge your muscles through strength training, you're creating a little bit of damage. Muscle comes into the muscle to heal it, to recover. You actually get fit after the gym. You're not getting into better shape when you go to the gym.
It's the rest period.
It's the rest period when your body remodels, is what we call it. And in that remodeling, water will come in and you will have some low-level inflammation and bloating that will subside and go away. If you do it properly, slow and steady and consistently, you're not going to bloat up. You're not going to get, it wouldn't be noticeable. But if you go from the couch to a CrossFit class, you are going to bloat up. Within a couple of days, you're going to feel what I call it fluffy. You're going to feel fluffy kind of everywhere. And people think they're bulking, but you're actually not bulking. It's just water.
So unfortunately, we're out of time, and there's like I want to ask like 1,000 more questions. Just a wealth of wisdom around all this.
That's why you got to get the book.
For sure, I'm going to have to read the book.
Yes.
So
Lift to get lean.
We definitely want to have you back for sure, and follow up with this whole thing going on here. But anyway, so stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back to become your #1 fan. Stay tuned.
Yes.
And I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles.
America's first live streaming daily talk show.
At 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And we have a sexy show for you today.
We have got Will, Leanne, and Gabe in the house. Let's go back there. Hi!
Talked to 4 beautiful, intelligent, conscious women. Clearly, I was miserable the entire time.
She has a TV show similar to your guys.
Ellen.
Yes!
Yes!
It's a little peck. Come on.
I feel so bad for Jess.
We're live. Do it for the people viewing.
For the people.
Wow!
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E Club Mickey Mouse.
We definitely were not prepared today, and it was
I'm okay on, but the other half,
We are streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Happy holidays.
It's gonna be a
Good morning, La La Land.
5, 6, 7, 8. We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we mousin', M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E Club Mickey Mouse. Good morning, La La Land.
Welcome back. We're here with author Catherine Orfid, author of Become Your #1 Fan. She's a confidence coach. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yes, boy, I didn't think I could be jealous living in LA, but Hawaii makes it very possible to be jealous.
Someone's got to do it.
Yes, exactly. So tell us a little bit about your journey. What inspired this fantastic book?
It started probably about 29 years ago. Short version of the story, man of my dreams turned into my biggest nightmare. And
we've heard that story many times.
Yes. And in hindsight, he was my biggest gift, as is always the case.
Yes.
However, at the time, I didn't know I was adopted, so I couldn't understand why when he dumped me, I felt so worthless that I couldn't even run my performing arts school. And so I struggled on. I put my superwoman cape on, as I call it, and women are very good at this, pretending we're okay, when inside I was far from okay. And I couldn't sustain it. So about 9, 10 months into that, I decided that if I turned on music and I couldn't feel anything, when music had given me this joy and it was my creative expression, if I couldn't do that anymore, I didn't want to be here. And so I was actually planning to take my own life. Thankfully, I didn't, because I'm here today. And my inner critic was chastising me for not even being able to organize my own suicide. And I've got to say that when I chose life and I decided, okay, I'm never going to allow anyone to rob me of my self-esteem and my self-worth ever again. I'm going to immerse myself in it and find out how I build that. And then I also started, I don't know if you've heard of the beautiful late Louise Hay.
Of course. Love Louise Hay.
So her book was the foundation of which I really rebuilt my life after falling into 1,000 pieces like Humpty Dumpty. And she didn't know back then about neuroplasticity, but I used to sing this song called I Love Myself the Way I Am. There's nothing I need to change. And my inner critic was having a field day. Oh, with a nose like that, and all this negative nonsense. And she used to say, just keep singing the song. Well, now we know that we can get new neural pathways in our brain. So when I started doing that amongst a whole lot of other modalities, I really did transform my life. So it's such an honor to be here on Transformational Tuesday. And that's why I wrote this book, because I'm just a normal human being. And if I can do it, everyone else can do it. It's just a matter of how. And I've put everything in that book.
Yeah. Catherine, thank you so much for getting vulnerable and letting us know that, because I think that so many people, I know that we've gone through similar things as far as, you know, feeling like, you know, we don't want to live, but not taking our life and things like that. And I don't know if you're human, if you haven't gone through something where you feel like questioning this whole thing. So thank you so much for showing up fully to life. Yeah.
It resonates with me so deeply, of course, because I've been through my own experiences, and I would always say, I don't think I really, truly trust someone unless they've been through serious depression and maybe even contemplated suicide, right? Because it brings you face to face with what's real about yourself and about life, and it helps you question things that you often take for granted. So what is it that I love, and why do I wake up every morning? All these very interesting questions, right? And so for you, how did you turn that corner? How did you turn the corner from that deep, dark depression and suicidal thoughts to getting to the place you are today, where you just seem so full of joy and confidence? And
interestingly enough, not dissimilar to Holly, the one thing that I knew I had to do was move. Because when we're depressed, we don't move. We just really want to curl up and stay in bed. I was having anxiety attacks. I didn't want to get out of bed. And I had only just started to learn tennis, and I loved it. So a friend of mine would come and drag me out of bed, and I would go play tennis. And then that, you know, it's little tiny steps. Just like anything we want to achieve in life, if we think about the big picture, it can be overwhelming. For me, it was like hour at a time, afternoon at a time, day at a time. And then if we change our body, it changes. If we change our physiology, it changes our thought process. If we change our thought process, it changes our physiology. They're interlaced. So it was about doing that. And then thankfully, I was surrounded by all these beautiful performing arts students. And I always say to people, if they're feeling a little low or depressed, get out, find a children's playground, go watch children play. Because their energy lifted me. And I also made a vow to myself, I'll never allow anyone to take away my self-esteem, and I'm going to become the woman I want to become. Because as a child, we absorb the good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Yes.
Whereas I went, there was a part of me, I'd done enough of Louise's work to know, wow, this is exciting because I can choose who I want to become and get busy doing that.
And how would you describe that woman you wanted to become?
I wanted to be powerful and yet vulnerable. I was way too independent. I was already extremely successful in my school. I wanted to really expand my ability as a facilitator and trainer and continue to run workshops so that I could teach people to learn to love themselves from the inside out instead of what I was doing, which was looking for everyone else's acknowledgement that I was okay.
And also, I think it's important that that you've done this at your age. I think that we have a mentality that you know, you can't do anything if you're past 25 and you haven't started or whatever. And it's really important. So thank you so much for, you know, knowing who you are. You know, we're not 20 years old anymore, and we can reinvent ourselves and create whatever. It's so important.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. I love that. And I think a huge part of this is the confidence piece, right? That as you sort of go from that place of being so depressed and you're working your way up that emotional scale, eventually you get to a place where you're really wanting to set a solid foundation for confidence. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? Because this inner critic, I have a friend that calls it your inner crackhead. Right? Somebody calls it, it's like it always needs a fix, you know, something negative, something unhealthy. So for you, what would you say to people, you know, that are trying to build their confidence, but they don't feel good about their body or the way they look or maybe their intelligence? How do you get around that? How do you find confidence anyway?
Two things. First of all, confidence is a learned skill. People think that people are born confident. No, we're not. It's learned. Brenda Mashad talks about the confidence-competence loop. And if we actually do a skill over and over and over and over again, then we become competent, and that builds confidence. But you've got to start with doing something over and over and over again, then it builds the confidence. Self-esteem, on the other hand, we all come in with. I have this webinar that I do sometimes, a House of Confidence. Self-esteem is a foundation, and we all had it when we came in, and we all had self-worth. We knew our needs were important. Then when we do little tiny steps, we create self-belief, and then the roof of the house is confidence. So what I suggest to viewers that may be feeling lacking in confidence, lacking in self-esteem, find a picture of themselves as a tiny baby. Somewhere between the age of 6 months and 18 months, before we start hearing the messages that, oh, that was silly, yeah, that was clumsy, that was naughty, because we don't know the difference. And so if you find a picture of yourself at that age, put it on your devices, put it up where you're going to see it morning and night, and every morning open your eyes and go, I'm going to treat you with the love and the respect that you really deserve.
I love that so much. Unfortunately, we're out of time again. That was great, guys. I have so much. Thank you so much for all your wisdom, and I think I'm so excited to look at your book and take a look. And how can people find you?
They can find me on my website, katherineorford.com, and I'm doing a Become Your #1 Fan 31-day challenge to help people get started on this journey or to continue on the journey.
Such a pleasure.
So excited.
Wow, so inspiring. So nice to meet you.
Stay tuned. We're actually bringing everyone back for the final segment as we're going to talk about soup cleanses and transforming your life right here. Stay tuned.
And the reason they book me and keep me is because it's more than just training. It's just authentic. And so I think that's one thing I realized that I had my whole life was will. I'm so determined to get to where I want to go. I'm not going to let nothing stop me, not even myself. Right? And I try to tell my clients and people, it's all a mindset. You know, you got to really want it. They said, you can change anything, but before you change anything, you got to change it in your mind first. Just because I always say if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you.
I'm Eden Sassoon, and I own 2 Pilates studios, Eden by Eden Sassoon Pilates. And to be quite honest, I hate socks. But my girlfriend Sally just created a line, Mantra Socks. And to me, at Pilates, you cannot get on my machine without socks. But now, you can get on my machine with the intention. Today, I have Be Love. To me, that means a lot. But also, when you buy a pair of these socks, 1 pair gets donated to a homeless shelter. And that is something, that's really what matters, to be quite honest. It's not just about the sock. It's about the intention. It's about what you're giving back and how you're paying it forward. And so for that, Sally, I thank you. And I love Mantra Socks.
Hi guys, I'm Joyce Gerard, and I support my beautiful friend Sally with her Mantra Socks. Look how cute they are. Be Loved is my favorite, so go get them. Run and get them on Amazon.com.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're so excited to have part of the Focus TV family here, the Alyssa Goodman herself.
Alyssa!
Of the Alyssa Goodman Show.
We love Alyssa.
Yes, we love you. So
I love being here.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'm on day 2 of the Alyssa Goodman Soup Cleanse, and I am loving it.
That makes me so happy.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, to have somebody love to eat my food and be nourished and nurtured and feel good.
You know what?
It's the best feeling in the world.
Well, it was really interesting to me when I started this. I thought I was doing a very good job of being proactive with my self-care, and I really realized I wasn't thinking about it at all. So I was so excited because you did all the work for me. I don't even have to think about it. And it's exciting. It's exciting to know that I'm getting all the nutrients I need and more. But it certainly awakened me to think I've got to actually put some thought into this.
I know, because when you eat real food, nutrient-dense food, you feel so much better, right? It changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. Change your body, change your life, right? And you 2 know each other.
We do.
Right?
Yes, we go way back.
I was like, of course, these 2 authentic women know each other.
Yeah. You know, it's just so incredible to be surrounded by such an amazing, inspiring group of women who really have just taken control of their confidence and their bodies. And, you know, we get to tune in to Alyssa every week at the Alyssa Goodman Show, Focus TV. And it's so nice just to be able to continue to learn from you. And thank you so much for sharing your books with us as well. This wealth of knowledge.
Right?
Wow.
got an entire education today. Like an entire education.
Yes.
Paid like $100,000 for an Ivy League education, but I could have just come here. It's probably what I should have done. It saved a lot of money. It is. I have to agree with you, Jez. It's so inspiring to have such a powerfully authentic and dynamic group of women here today. I mean, it's just amazing to me, and I'm so inspired by that, the strength, both inside and out. So I have to thank you for just, you know, allowing us to be part of the conversation.
And before I can really lift to get lean, I should finish this cleanse first, right? Or can I start working out now?
You can start working out now.
Okay.
Because it's plenty of food. That's what is so great about it. It's like it's not about starvation or deprivation here. So we're filling you up with nutrients, and it's not like calorie deprived. I mean, it's not a lot of calories, but it's not limiting you to the point where you can't work out and you don't have the energy.
So for the next few days, what should I be expecting?
You just should be expecting to feel better and better and better. Sleep better, your skin will glow better. I'm not sure your skin needs to glow better.
She's always glowing. She is always, yes. Jess is always glowing.
It looks pretty good at the moment.
Thank you.
But just you'll have more energy and mental clarity. And you'll lose a few pounds. Maybe not. We don't need that for you.
No, but I'm excited for the mental clarity, because that's really where, you know, the confidence comes into Catherine's point, and I can really kind of challenge that self-critic that I've got going on in my head. And maybe if I have a little more nutrients, I'll be able to do that a little better.
Calm your mind down.
So what I think is fascinating about the three of you is that you, and every single guest that we have on the show, is it seems like every single person that's making difference out there in the world has gone through some hard times and has had to learn how to have self-love and hence taking care of their body, mind, spirit. So today, what are some of the tips you could say, you know, what would you say was the biggest transformation for you guys? Was it body, mind, spirit, all of the above? What was it for you personally?
For me, it was all of the above. I mean, being diagnosed with cancer at 32 and then going on to have Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism and all these health issues. It was body, mind, and spirit. I had to like get them all in line in order to heal from all of that.
For sure.
So I think it's that for most people.
Yeah.
But
I would agree. For me, it was a little different for me. I spent many years trying to work on the mental, the emotional, the psychological, the self-love, and I got nowhere. And I actually had to reverse engineer it. Once I got my body right, my brain was better, my body chemicals were better. So I actually approach it a little differently, because that's what worked for me, is if you can't get there through the spirit, through the mind, through that, see if you can work on your machinery to get the brain chemicals better. And that was really huge for me. When I got my body and my nutrition in gear, then emotionally and spiritually I was so much better.
Fascinating.
Similar. It was body, mind, and spirit. For me, it was really learn how to turn this into a cheer squad. And it's so very, very easy. It's just a case of being really consistent. Like we've been talking about, consistency is key. Doing things that I loved, even if it was just one thing that I could look forward to that morning. And and really just doing the work, taking the time to become introspective. I'd always been very out there in the world, and I went, okay, well, I have the time to actually look at who am I, what behaviors serve me, what ones don't, and who do I want to become?
I love those questions.
It's just incredible, because so what I'm hearing is like there's both a science to all this, right? You all are deeply sort of deep experts in science of whether it's mind, body, or spirit, but there's also an art to it, and so it requires customization for who you are and your own walk of life, right? And under that art, there are simple foundational principles like consistency, like diving in and being introspective. Is there anything else that you would say is probably a foundational principle in terms of, you know, in addition to those things, consistency, being introspective? That's what you say. For me, I didn't realize, I know this sounds really strange, I didn't realize everyone had an inner critic. I thought it was just me. I really did. And so it was quite comforting to know that I was not the only one. And I think it was really, it was just, okay, I'm not the only one. I need to learn how to take control. And I think the other thing is that I didn't realize probably one of the biggest life skills we need is resilience. We're all, as we said, we're all going to go through something major. And unfortunately, we don't get taught that in school. However, that's what I would love to really, get out to the viewers is we all have road bumps, blocks, challenges, and it actually helps us become who we are. And as tough as it might be at the time, the sooner I'm able to actually identify the gift in a situation, the sooner I move through the challenging time.
For sure.
So interesting.
Very well said. So, okay, what are you guys doing for fun? Because all this is like so much, and it's like there's so much to learn. But what are you guys like? What do you do when you're like, oh, screw it, I want to go have some fun today, like something different. Come on, like, I want to hear some juice. Tell me some good stuff.
That's so hard for
And then
me.
she passes the mic. I love it. Totally. Absolutely.
Well, this keeps me up at night because my fun is exercise, and I'm like, I am so boring. But I really like going for a hike and exercising makes me so deeply happy. I'm also in the process of getting a new baby doggy, so for me, that's a lot of fun.
Speaking of,
yes, there's a fur
We
baby
got-
on set.
Zoe is our little mascot.
Hi, Zoe.
She's the sweetest thing in the world.
I'm obsessed
Zoe.
with
Hi, Hi, baby. Zoe
She's
is
been
so
Zoe in a
cute. She is
while.
our mascot at Focus TV.
Oh, she's the best.
Alyssa, what do you do for fun?
So, you know, I am a foodie, so I do love to go out to eat.
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm definitely not as clean as this Glenn. I do drink
in
tequila
moderation.
and party, and I love entertaining, and I love being with friends. And that's sort of, I love intimacy with people. So that's what I do for fun, is really, that fills me up, is really having fun with my friends and being intimate with them.
Love
it.
that, right?
So it's one of the reasons that we started this show. Really, is because we felt a deep need for people to connect with other people, right? And relationships are so important, whether they're romantic or platonic. It's so important to have people in your life that you can count on, and that can count on you, and that you can lean on. And primarily because people feel so lonely these days. So I love you sharing that, Alyssa. It's so incredibly important, and I love that you all are doing what you're doing and giving people an opportunity to connect in real ways to real women who are doing real things. So thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah. So where do you think the industry's going? Because you guys are all in basically self-help, development. What do you think's next? Like, because I think it's like, it's very loud, you know, it's very, there's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of people up to this. Where do you think it's going?
That is a great question. We were just talking about that earlier. Because I think with my show too, I'm bringing in people that I really like in the business and who are game changers in this whole wellness, you know, inspirational healing, meditation, and it's exploding. It is really out of control. So I think that it's like any business. I think the good ones who are really qualified and are really dedicated and passionate in what they do, they will continue and persevere and just get better and better. And I think the rest might, you know, not do as much. So I just think that we need this so desperately. Like, you know, we were talking, I mean, we do live in isolation, a lot of us, and we don't live healthy, and we don't have access to some really great food, and we don't exercise enough, and we don't show enough of the self-care for ourselves or self-love. So we are in desperate need, and plus with what's going on in the world, right?
For sure.
All over, absolutely.
And there's a lot of opportunity, I would think, too, with social media and getting your word out and, you know, building your audience that way. How has that affected everything?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm not sure I want to go there on that one yet, but I think what I would say is similar to what you just shared. I believe that humanity right now is at a very pivotal point, and we as humans around the globe and many universes are changing. And I think the beauty of social media and what you're doing here and everything we're talking about is humans are wanting to evolve and become better, and that makes me excited to know that because of our open media world and social media, that experts or gifted practitioners are able to find their niche and inspire people. I think it's important for the consumer to really vet out their expert, because there is a lot of
static.
Yes. Say it. Right? You got to be careful who you're listening to. I think it's important to vet out your experts. But the great news is that there is now a platform for experts to get out there and help people. So I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That.
Yeah, I think also social media is giving us energy to rise up and create that sense of community for people that may be feeling alone, and to get our message out and really to take control, because I'm not going to get political here. However, I am going to say that it's about us coming together as one that is actually going to give us the confidence and the resourcefulness and have faith that everything's as it should be.
Love that.
And the resilience.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies,
Thank
for
you
being
guys
here
so
today.
much for all your time, all your beauty, all your expertise, and the transformation of yourself and bringing that to the world. So thank you so much, and look forward to, again, being in relationship with all of you guys and learning more about your own communities and how we can bring all the voices together into that oneness. So thank you so much for all your time.
And thank you for tuning in today. We are Good Morning La La Land, streaming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Yeah,
Love.
so great.